that ended up happening. But getting into the draft, though, we do see a set ban and an Akali ban on the side of, what is this, that level midnight, and then Team Exhibition has opted to drop the Darius and the Nautilus from the ban list, which means we won't be seeing any very easy engages coming in from the Nautilus.
Mm-hmm.
But what will we...
Target shopping carts on blue side, and then Team Exhibition.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Target shopping carts is here.
They are
here. Okay.
Yes, it was Thriller Midnight who had to forfeit, unfortunately. There's the Diana ban.
Oh god, here we are with the Diana ban once again. And you know how I feel about the Diana ban.
I do. It just must plague you.
It does, because I'm like, there are so many better bans than Diana. Like, if you play like a Thresh or like any hook champion into Diana, she's useless. I'm like, what? She just instantly blows up, and you force her to buy a Zhonya's, and by that point, she's not doing nearly as much damage as you expect her to, and it's just what?
People decide things. People, you know.
I know.
Get a reputation.
It's no fault to anybody. Like, Diana is not a bad ban by any means. It's just I have a personal vendetta against it, so I guess it's kind of not fair. But we do see Rengar and Rumble coming out for target shopping cards, and as well as the Senna, Echo, and Camille being picked up, which doesn't really have a whole lot of synergy in my opinion. But Senna being a strong pick overall is definitely going to come into play, and Camille is very macro heavy, where once she gets the ball rolling, it's very hard to stop her. Same with Echo. But we do see Nephilios ban coming out, so once again, driving up that pick ban rate on the Aphelios. But will we see a Kai'Sa, Caitlyn? What's the other one? There's another like really pick ban champion. Is Caitlyn and Kai'Sa are definitely the other two. Can't remember the last one, but we see a Draven ban come out instead. So I guess we're just going to allow the Kai'Sa through, and Leona also being taken away because there is only a support and an AD carry left on the side of that level midnight. And Team Exhibition also only has possibly a bot lane left to pick because, well, they're mid laner, so I guess I was mistaken. Technically, because AD carry is also considered bottom lane, but this is fine. I'm okay with this.
Do I understand correctly that Senna can play support or ADC, or what are the roles that she, or she just?
She can play literally anywhere, apparently. Although she's not as good in lane anymore as like top and mid. But she still does very well as an AD carry, and it's arguably better than she does as support. But it depends on the player. And the build, really. Because her main issue is the lack of mobility that she has, especially early game, and has no way to protect herself, so it becomes very easy to abuse her, which it's looking like it will be Senna support this game, with a possible Ashe AD carry, with the Ashe AD carry locked in. So it'll be Ashe Senna versus Ezreal Pyke, and I don't really see a whole lot of synergy there with the Ezreal, but Pyke doesn't really need anybody to synergize with, seeing as how his solo carry in lane is the potential for it is very high. But it seems as though they picked in order, which means that that's a Rumble mid that we're looking at this game into a Veigar. So with the extra range coming from Veigar, it actually might not be a bad matchup for Rumble, despite having all that extra move speed. But it seems like their level midnight is missing wave clear, which might be a problem later into the game. And Ashe, Echo, Veigar all have abilities to clear waves, so I can't see the stalling game coming out very well from the target shopping carts. Because the later this game goes, obviously with a Veigar on the enemy team, it's going to definitely favor Team Exhibition. The later this game goes, between Veigar and Senna, who actually both scale infinitely. Because Senna with her souls, mist, however you want to put it, and Veigar with his just straight up stacking through killing minions and hitting champions with abilities. And Camille is a late game monster, very difficult to kill, and Ashe is just going to probably be tossing out those tasty arrows, hopefully from cross map, because that'd make for a fun time. But protecting her is going to be a little bit difficult for Team Exhibition, because between Pyke and Rengar, who can just get in there and mess with her with relative ease, especially if Veigar's not around. It's very pick heavy on that front. But with 2 minutes left of the spectator delay, who is your money on?
Who is my money on? Well, you've talked a big game about the exhibition team's late game comp, so that possibly tilts me in their favor. But then Pyke is always a fun champion. We've seen some impressive Rengar, at least one impressive Rengar over the course of this season. But I'll probably have to side with Team Exhibition. It's fine with me. What do you think?
It makes sense. I would have to go with the team target shopping carts, if I can speak English. Simply because I feel like we actually saw yesterday where the late game scaling comp didn't seem to work out too well, and they didn't really have enough to get to their late game. So seeing some of these early game picks like the Rengar, the Aatrox, the Rumble, the Pyke are really strong early game picks that can run away with the game if they get ahead. So I think target shopping cards will be able to get an early lead, with Rengar being able to clear a little bit quicker than Echo and get some more successful ganks off, hopefully. But it'll run to the wayside if Team Exhibition can play safe. But I still think that target shopping cards will be able to manage and snowball the game.
Alright, that's reasonable. Time will tell. In 25 seconds we'll get our first glimpse of
the rune pages. I want to see the rune pages because a lot of these champions are really interesting. Because Camille, something that's actually been coming up a lot is Omni Stone Camille, so I wonder if we'll see that today. But most of the time you see Conqueror or Press the Attack for the most part. And then even with Veigar you can do like Electrocute, Dark Harvest, Glacial Augment, stuff like that. And then Ashe you can do Comet, Press the Attack, Lethal Tempo. It's a bunch of different rune styles that you can do. Even on Rengar, you can do Hail of Blades, Electrocute, whatever. But it's okay. I'm trying to I just want to see what these runes look like. I think that we are looking at a lot of really interesting stuff here. Nothing too ordinary, but I hope we do see the 5-point start this game. I can pray that we see the 5-point start this game. I don't know if it'll happen. Hopefully it happens.
I know,
but who knows?
The closest we've ever gotten is your exhibition match last week. So maybe they've been taking notes. Maybe Monochrome was listening. We'll have to see what they do. Yeah, I definitely looked at it and I was like, especially for my match, I was like, we're going to see the 5-point start at some point. If I make it happen or not, we're doing the 5-point start and we're going to defend all of these, make sure they get no wards in our jungle. But, it happened. But we do end up seeing the Conqueror Rengar, which stacks up pretty quickly. So, like, with the jump, it's 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, he stacks it up almost instantly whenever he jumps on somebody at level 3. Because it's like the jump, QWE, and then the second auto is Conquer fully stacked. So it's a lot. But what's interesting to me is the Press the Attack Ezreal. As a support main, I'm not really fond of playing with an Ezreal, especially in his current state. But I think that the Press the Attack is the most interesting rune choice here out of all of these.
The rest of these can be flexed around and done very well. But that one I haven't seen before. I haven't seen the press the attack Ezreal. Although you can proc it with relative ease with auto Q auto or just like Q auto Q if it comes back fast enough later into the game. So, or even you can self proc it with just Qs if you're with Mystic Shots if you're at that point in the game where your cooldown reduction is nearing the 40% mark, which it does relatively quickly on that. Looks like no summoner spells were used, and everyone's just going to reset and get back to work. And I feel like after we've seen Joe's Pike so many times, it's like all we do is compare every Pike in the tournament now to Joe's.
It is a high standard to which we hold the Pike play. Because we've just seen
the wards going out from Gengar and Bagar, because I don't like using regular names. Alright, which means that they won't have any options for those, as well as Pike. So it's going to be not really any wards for the first couple minutes in bot side on target shopping cards. Just some minor trading going on, nothing too crazy. CS differences about by the 2-minute mark. You don't expect them to be too much different, but jumpers are not up.
Looney, Corey has to flash. Looney dives under the turret and gets the kill.
And gets away with his life.
That level 2 solo kill.
The level 2 cheese on Camille is quite strong between the hookshot and the precision protocol. The EQ. So that she gets 40% attack speed for 5 seconds. As well as the 70 damage if the hookshot lands. So it's a lot to deal with. But it seems as though Blaziken will be not dropping a ward or anything. Looking towards his mid lane here. Blowing Flash, not getting the parallel convergence to land. Not even getting the flash out from Big So. And not... Bot lane fight breaking out, which ends in the death of Monochrome, actually. Teleport blown from Looney, which is a question for that one to go. Oh my. A very interesting play down bot. So he wanted to hit that flash Q onto Kiroi, but it didn't end up working out too well for him, and Gengar finds out Blaziken in the jungle, giving himself some buff transferring. Looney's Camille allowing the wave to push in, meaning that Blaziken heading to this top side might opt to come up top lane, despite the dragon coming up very soon, and no team really in a position to take it on spawn. But it doesn't seem like anything too crazy is going on, aside from the couple of skirmishes that have gone both ways. About 2 kills on each team. 1 on the Camille, 1 on the Ashe. 1 on the Gengar, who opted for 4 longswords, and the tier coming out from Ezreal. From Mickey's Ezreal down there.
The gold is almost completely even. So tell me if 4 longswords is any kind of actual thing.
It is.
Alright, okay.
It is. Rengar likes to do the 4 longsword start because, or first back, because it's a lot of AD. It's essentially a BF sword worth of items a fight coming out here in the top lane. Have 3 members of Team Exhibition here to drop Corey from the fight with relative ease. Not really any wards up here to spot out either of the 2 members that came up from Team Exhibition, and Veigar still holding on to his ultimate to have 4 Vixo here. But going back to the Rengar thing, who is now on this dragon, it's 1400 gold, yeah. So, but longswords build into all of the items that Rengar wants, whether it be a lethality item or a Tiamat if he opts for it. That's 2, 4, 6 just for those 2 items alone. For like any lethality item that's not Sanguine Blade or Edge of Night, which he usually doesn't opt for until later into the game anyway. But it seems like another fight's going on. Adjin able to land the Bone Skewer and the Phantom Undertow. Kiroi looks like he's in a bit of trouble, but Monochrome is there and is going to run down Makey actually, who can pick him up. What started out as a good fight for target shopping carts ended with Makey's death there, unable to land enough Qs to kill Kiroi. Gengar here in this bot lane might opt to ult onto Kiroi, which I don't think is the move. Doesn't have to. Is unable to pick that up though. Flashes into the bush to see if he can get back onto Kiroi, but also going down there. A little overzealousness, not paying attention to the fact that Ashe was 6, or just misplaying it and not using his empowered W to cleanse it. Either way, it went very well, very in the favor of Team Exhibition here. All of the ultimates are coming online. Seems like Rex is able to maintain a CS advantage, a very slight CS advantage into this Bixo's Rumble, which I thought would be a little bit difficult to do early with the mana costs and just the sheer amounts of wave clear that that Rumble has. Another fight here in this bot lane. Adjin landing the Bone Skewer and the True Shot Barrage landing, but Adjin not 6, so is unable to execute Monochrome with his ultimate. Which means that Monochrome has the mana, which will turn into a lot of healing coming in for the 2 of them. Makey also took a lot of damage, so you can't count out that either. But we do see Kid coming in from the top side in the river, trying to jump onto Rex, but unable to do so. Will just end up walking through the mid lane. Seems like Looney is pushing in Corey again with that massive lead he has. Of the 2 kills, the Tiamat has about a 600 gold lead on him. Opting to push the lane back in. No fights seem to be breaking out, but one might come to this mid lane now that Rex is not. Oh, doesn't look like anybody's going to get anything out of this. Oh, but I'm mistaken. Adjin was able to use the Phantom Undertow to get into range to hit the death from below, which ends up in 600 gold swing to the side of target shopping carts because of the way that that works, but the Flash Bone Skewer doesn't land on the Blaziken here in the mid lane. But Makey is down here by himself now, and it seems as though he will be pressured underneath this tower very, very soon. And it looks like another turret plate at least is going to be going towards the Team Exhibition's bot lane. Committing a little bit too hard for the tower allows Makey to step up, but the ultimate's coming out, and the Enchanted Crystal Arrow landed, but the True Shot Barrage did not, which is the entire reason as to why. Why did 3 souls come out of that? But I've never seen that before. I've only seen like 1 or 2 off of a neutral objective, but it doesn't seem like they're... Oh, Monochrome just barely unable to get out in time, but Kiroi able to back and escape death. Ajin would have possibly stopped him if he stopped to auto rather than allowing the Phantom Undertow to land onto Kiroi, but now with the members of target shopping carts in the bot lane, allows Team Exhibition to pick up the Rift Herald, which will be handed off to Blaziken. And it seems as though Corey will almost go down, but is forced to flash away from the cage and the ultimate from Looney and Rex. But while that is going on, a lot is happening with the dragon, a second one, going towards the side of target shopping cart. But now Kid is here in this mid lane, ready to pounce if needed with the Thrill of the Hunt. Seems to opt not to and pick up his Raptors instead. Looney shoving in this tower, able to get another plate here. Another fight happening down in this bot lane. Ajin able to land the double stun and the ultimate going out, and the double kill with a single death from below coming from Ajin. Just way too much damage coming in from the 2 of them with the True Shot Barrage, like decimating both members and getting them low enough to ult on. That is huge shutdown as well, with about 700 gold for each member.
The Kid and Ajin find ways to get him.
And they find him in the jungle and kill him. Only at the cost of Rengar's flash and ultimate, which will be coming back online relatively soon. It's another minute on that, which is enough time to go out, clear some camps, and a fight happening in this top lane. Seems as though, whoa, huge damage trades going out here in this top lane. Turret. The Event Horizon not available to peel Kid off of himself, and Looney not really in a position to respond. But Looney is here and will hookshot over the wall. Maybe nope. Opts not to. Not thinking that he would be able to 2v1 that situation. But the bot lane of Team Exhibition is pushed up, which gives Ajin a lot of room to walk up. Not able to land the Bone Skewer though. It looks like a 2v2 will be coming out here in this top lane. Immediately turns into a 2v1. Stepping a little bit too close to that bush. And a double kill going to Corey. It seems as though a lot is going on here, and target shopping carts is not going to go down without any answers to come back with.
It definitely seems like the balance of gold and initiative is slowly tipping in favor of target shopping carts the past few minutes at least.
Despite being down, or being down initially, that shutdown gave Makey more than enough gold to make up the gold difference there, because of the way that Pyke's ultimate works. with the extra gold and all that. But it seems as though Monochrome will send the ultimate out and not be able to save Rex King in time. There's always a lot of action in these games, even now. The Rift Herald being dropped in the mid lane is trying to make it crash into that tower, but is unable to do so. Blaziken not quite getting there. Another fight coming out in the bot lane. Ultimates being popped and used, but nobody able to pick up any kills. One more Mystic shot on the Monochrome takes him dangerously low. Blaziken down here in this bot lane, forcing out the Arcane Shift. Kiroi flashing forward for the auto attack to pick up Ezreal, Maki's Ezreal. But Kid is here in the middle of his Thrill of the Hunt, which means that he may be able to opt ult onto them, but chooses not to. Very wise decision, if I do say so. But Looney, with the double kill going the side of Corey earlier, really helped him out, because now the gold lead is down to 600, and in this matchup, I think it goes into his favor at this point, until Looney's Camille is able to complete the Triforce. Dragon.
Trying to get one of their own here.
Scrying Orb is used, the ultimate coming out from Jigsaw. And without too much to contest, the first Mountain Dragon of the game goes towards the side of Team Exhibition. Now, this is a really interesting situation that Team Exhibition is in. So the Mountain Dragon Soul is 6% armor and magic resist for every stack, and they can pick up 4 stacks of this. Corey, Agin, and Vixo pick up Rex King here in the mid lane, which means that forcing Looney and Blaziken here to try and defend this. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow coming down from way downtown and picking off Corey. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to have any lethal damage here. Except for Looney going down relatively early, not really waiting for the Enchanted Crystal Arrow to land. Bot lane tower going down, and it seems as though Monochrome actually will be able to 1v1 Maki here, but Kid is here, and so is Agin to pick up Monochrome. Immediately, just instantly deleting. I wonder where the counterplay was. I didn't see any counterplay there, did you?
I don't think so. It was pretty immediate.
I think he died in less than half a second.
That will probably make it. It might make it into the highlight reel. We'll see.
But it seems as though Team Exhibition is opting for this second Rift Herald here, and looks like it will go contested, because here comes Agin ready to go for it. And Agin is still here, ulted by Looney. Looney, he's definitely not going to be able to get away from that one. 800 gold shutdown.
The Kid also crashed back over.
And a Kid looks like he's going to go down as well, directly to Veigar, the Rex King's Veigar. And let's not forget, before going down, Blaziken was able to secure that Rift Herald, which is now on Looney. So now we're looking at a possible usage of it here in this mid lane to knock down the tower, but now with 3 members, 2 members now, and currently 1 member of target shopping cards up, which I was correct in saying that they are going to use the Rift Herald here, which is a relatively interesting use in my opinion.
They didn't, I don't think, get any power damage off the previous Rift Herald, so we'll hope to see. I'm not sure if they're gonna really get much.
They're still looking for the fight here, and Monochrome stepping up a little bit too far. And now Bixo is just running down their team, and Looney is probably going to go down here. 100% goes down into the triple kill from Bixo. And Blaziken's here to see if he can pick anything up, but he's in a bad spot now too, forcing the flash away from him. Oh, Kiroi standing a little bit too close to the bush. A kid able to jump right onto him and pick him up. Same thing, and Blaziken, very interesting play. Ulting back to that into range and just getting deleted between the three members. But now I was mentioning earlier that that Team Exhibition is in a very interesting spot because they have a possibility in this game to pick up 24% armor and magic resist, which scaling into this game doesn't seem like a lot because they don't have any tanks, but it'll be enough to prevent Rengar from one-shotting them at least with any armor they decide to pick up. Like even now, the only armor that you see on the side of Target shopping carts is the Ninja Tabby on Camille. But we'll probably end up seeing a Zanya's coming out from both AP members here on Target shopping carts, but that Rengar is very, very fed. There is a 3,000 gold difference between him and his jungle opponent, Blaziken there. And even the triple kill from Rumble earlier puts him at also at 1,000 gold lead, about 1,300 gold lead over Rex King's Veigar, and it seems as though both teams are vying for the Scuttle Crab. And standing once again a little bit too close to these bushes, just giving Kid free realm to do whatever he wants to jump in. Just getting deleted before anything else. The ultimate coming out from nice bone skewer. His ultimate coming out and able to rout two more members before picking up the dragon. Looney up here just 1v1ing. And the fight wasn't even really close. There's a lot of healing on for Corey, but it doesn't seem like that fight seemed a lot closer than it needed to be. But Looney does come out on top.
Uses the flash.
Able to 1v1. Yeah, burning flash and forcing out a lot from the Aatrox here. Baron on the table and on the map now. So that is now an option for both teams to look for if they get the proper picks. About an 8,000 gold lead, 9,000 gold lead actually, on the side of Target shopping carts. And it seems there's like 1,000 to 3,000 gold lead. It seems to be the disparities between all of these players here. Adjin getting caught out by the Veigar cage, immediately getting popped and ulted. While on the side, Blaziken being forced to ult out. Veigar opting to build the Morellonomicon for the healing coming from, I'm assuming, Aatrox and eventually, or not even eventually, but Rengar ulting in and just deleting Kiroi's Ashe. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot that they can do. Is from what it looks like. There's obviously plenty that they can do, and it's gonna take a little bit of a miracle to come back in this game with a Rengar as fed as this. Not a miracle. They just need to continue to stall the game out. That's really their only option. Because Senna, already at 71 souls, and Veigar, who's already at 200 stacks, completing a death cap for him at this point would put him at about 700 AP, which is a huge power spike. And he will be able to do a lot with it if that is the case. But Ajin and may be able to once again pick up this Camille while also losing Ajin actually. And Blaziken just immediately getting popped afterwards before getting a chance to use the Chrono Break. Red buff being stolen by Kid. And getting spotted out by the Hawk Shot. But it seems as though Kid might be going for it anyways. Chooses not to. Chooses the wave was a little bit more important. And Target Shopping Carts is looking at these inhibitor turrets now, as that's all that's left on the map for them. As well as this next dragon, which will give them the Mountain Dragon Soul. And then possibly look towards the Baron.
So at the moment, it's definitely looking like your prediction was the correct.
It looks like it so far. I'm still not counting out anything, because anything can happen. People can throw the game. I've seen it throws throughout the 7 years of me, almost 8 years of me playing this now. The members of Target Shopping Carts are hovering this dragon to see if they can get it on spawn. It seems as though it will be started on spawn. Red teleport coming out from Camille. Not enough. Blaziken going down immediately to Kid's Rengar. Like I said, that is a force to reckon with right there. Having 3 completed items, one of which is an Edge of Night to make it even more difficult to peel him off. But the Mountain Dragon Soul is picked up, which means now it'll be even more difficult to kill the members of Target Shopping Carts.
This is the opposite of what humans do. The opposite.
Although eventually, if the game goes on for another 12 or so minutes, it might swing back into the favor of Team Exhibition with the Veigar. Still stacking it up there. Hasn't really seen too much of a power spike here. About to hit the 200 stack mark, while Senna not quite getting to her 100 stack mark, but is at 77, which is a big thing. But Target Shopping Carts does pick up the Baron here, so it's not like anything else could come off, seeing as how the neutral objectives are all off the map, which means that I think the only move here is to turtle up and hope that they can slow down the bleeding here. Blaziken trying to flex his muscles, his very, very small muscles, and not even close. Kid just blowing up Rex Veigar. Not even a chance, not even a Zanya's on the side of these champions yet. That is the item to build. That is definitely the item that they need to make sure that this Rengar doesn't immediately pop them. But it might be a little bit too late. We're hitting up on the 30-minute mark, and it looks like they might need 20 minutes just to scale into the monsters that they're looking for. A Kid once again just able to just delete champions left and right. Has 10 kills at this point and 253 CS, which he is around the map. He's very much around the map. Stopwatch blown from Blaziken. He will not be able to save his life. Looney being pushed into the base, and this game is looking all but over. Looks like that'll be at the end of the game with a score of 35-16. Looks like fountain diving is what's going on here. They're going for it. And that'll do it for our first game of the day. The exhibition match between Team Exhibition and Target Shopping Carts, ending with the victory to Target Shopping Carts.
Yes, so Target Shopping Carts won off their forfeit and off of this exhibition match. So. Guess let's take a look at the damage charts here.
Chad was also asking if you had seen throws as I have.
Have I seen throws as well? I've definitely seen a couple, I suppose.
If you haven't seen as many throws, it means you haven't been playing the game long enough. But
that is definitely
oh jeez, it's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot.
It's a common complaint from Kinder when he's bemoaning his solo queue experience to me is the throw.
The solo queue experience is a tough one, although mine was pretty good last night, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to finish up these last couple of stats looking at here. We got, like, looking at Kid and Bixo, who are both level 17 actually as well, which I didn't realize that they're at the end of the game. Only having 2 deaths on Kid from probably a little bit, not probably, but just from a little bit of overextension and stuff, pushing his limits to, pushing himself to the limit.
And Bixo with that perfect game, 7-0, 6.
7-6. Just goes to show you can't count out these early game team comps, because if they run over these scaling team comps that take too long, that's it. But that'll do it for our first game of the day, since we are running a little bit behind schedule. So we should cut this a little short here, as the second game of the day will be Endgame, which is our number 2 team currently, in another exhibition match to start the day off.
Absolutely. So everyone hang tight, and we'll be back shortly with that match.